What's up guys, my name is Brock, you're watching The Modest Man, and today I'm going to teach you 5 style tricks that you can use to look taller and leaner. Okay, before we get into it, I want to thank my good friends and partners over at The Fifth. If you've been following The Modest Man for any amount of time now, you know that I'm a big fan of The Fifth as a brand. I really like their watches. You've seen my reviews, you've seen their watches show up in my outfit posts, which aren't sponsored. I'm just a fan of their aesthetic. I like how minimal and sleek their watches are. And their new collection, which is called the Tokyo collection, is probably their most modern and minimal design that they've come up with so far. So be sure to check out The Fifth. There's a link down in the description. And if you buy something, use the promo code for a special discount. Okay, let's get into the video. Here are 5 tips that you can use to look taller and leaner. Tip number 1, and I know you've heard it before, make sure your clothes fit. Here's the thing. I know every style YouTuber and blogger is always telling you that you gotta make sure your clothes fit, and that fit is the most important aspect of style. And sometimes I feel like a broken record because I say it so often, but it's true. And I hope that for you, fit is already a top priority. But just in case you're not convinced, just look at these pictures of me wearing a suit. In the suit that doesn't fit, I look younger, less mature, shorter, and I would argue a little heavier than I really am. In the suit that does fit, I look taller, leaner, more mature, and more professional. Now imagine me going to a job interview in the suit that doesn't fit versus the suit that does fit. Who do you think's getting the job? I mean, if you don't think that the suit influences the hiring decision, you're just wrong. So, if these pictures don't convince you of the power of fit, I don't know what will. Now, fit is especially important when it comes to formal clothing like suits and dress shirts. So if you have suits and dress shirts or any clothes that don't fit, the thing you have to do is you have to go find a tailor and take your clothes and see if they can actually get altered so they'll fit better. Now, if you don't know how to do that, if you've been holding off on getting your clothes tailored, if you're not sure what can be fixed and how much it's gonna cost, I created a free guide. You can check the link down in the description. That kind of explains how to find a tailor, what can be tailored, and how much it'll cost. So definitely check that out if you haven't yet taken the leap into the world of alterations and tailoring. Okay, so tip number 1, wear clothes that fit. Tip number 2, make sure your accessories are in proportion with your build. Have you ever seen a guy who has like really small wrists and really tiny hands, and they're wearing some huge monstrosity of a watch, like a 50mm case diameter and a big chunky strap, and it just makes their wrists look really small and thin, and it kind of makes them look a little weak. And I think no matter what kind of guy you are, we can all agree that we don't want to look weak. So the key is to wear accessories that are in proportion with your build. Now in the same way, if you're a big guy, if you have big fat forearms and huge wrists and big muscular hands, you don't want to wear a tiny watch because it's going to be dwarfed by your features and it's just going to look too small for you, okay? So you want to wear accessories that fit. And it's not just watches, it goes for everything, okay? So think about like neckties, for example. If you're a small, thin, shorter guy, you don't want to wear a big, wide necktie with a full Windsor knot. It's going to look ridiculous on you. It's going to make you look smaller and younger than you are. Instead, you want to go with a slim tie and a 4-in-hand knot. It's going to look more natural on your body. Okay, so with any accessory, just remember, try to keep it in proportion with your build. Tip number 3, don't cut yourself in half with contrast. I'm talking about the kind of contrast that cuts your body in half horizontally. So if you have a lot of contrast between your top half and your bottom half. So for example, if you're wearing a white shirt and black pants, that's a lot of contrast. In fact, that's pretty much the most contrast that you can have between your torso and your legs. And that's the worst color combination that a shorter guy can wear. So what you want to do is stick with color combos that are a little more closely related to each other. So for example, navy and gray, blue and green, tan and white. These are colors that are closer together on the color wheel. So you don't have to wear all monochromatic outfits every day, but you want to wear colors that are more closely related so you eliminate the contrast between the top half of your body and the bottom half of your body. Besides wearing clothes that fit, this is the best way to elongate your figure and to look a little taller. Now look at celebrities on the red carpet. They use this trick all the time. Okay, so it really works. So tip number 3, don't cut yourself in half with contrast. Tip number 4, wear small scale patterns. Now, you've probably heard before that short men shouldn't wear horizontal stripes because it makes them look shorter, and vertical stripes will make you look taller. That's not really true, okay? It's a little more complicated than that. You know, you can wear horizontal stripes if you want, but they have to be small in scale. And what that means is they should be thin stripes that are close together. So whatever pattern that you like, okay, it could be checks, polka dots, stripes, you know, gingham, whatever you like, you have to make sure that pattern is small in scale. So instead of big circles, you want to wear little circles. Instead of big checks, you want to wear little checks. If you wear big patterns, they're going to make you look smaller. Okay, even with vertical stripes, if you wear big fat vertical stripes that are far apart, it's still going to make you look smaller. It will not make you look taller, no matter what people say. So with any kind of pattern, just remember, wear small scale patterns. Tip number 5, avoid low-rise pants. Rise is one of those things that varies widely with trends. So for a few years, super low-rise pants will be all the rage, and then a few years later, high-rise pants are back in. And I would argue that no matter what's trendy, shorter guys should stick with pants that are mid-rise or even high-rise. Here's why. Everybody has a different torso to leg ratio. So there are people with long torsos, there are people with short torsos and long legs. That determines where your natural waistline is. But people can't necessarily see your natural waistline. What they see is your perceived waistline, where they think your waist is, and that's usually determined by the clothes you're wearing. And if you wear low-rise pants, you're lowering your perceived waistline. If you wear high-rise pants, you're raising your perceived waistline. Now, in Western cultures at least, long legs are typically seen as attractive. Okay, we associate long legs with athleticism and fitness and beauty. Okay, and that's why, in women's fashion right now, high-rise jeans and high-rise shorts are so insanely popular because they make your waist look smaller and your legs look longer. So it's a win-win. And the thing is, men can use that too. So especially if you have a long torso and shorter legs, you're gonna wanna stick with mid or even high-rise pants, and that's gonna give the illusion of your legs being longer. So you control your perceived waistline by wearing pants that have a longer, higher rise. And if you wear low-rise pants and just try to pull them up, things are gonna get pretty tight down there. So I would recommend trying to find pants that are mid-rise or even high-rise. So tip number 5, avoid low-rise pants. Okay, I hope these 5 tips give you some ideas for how you can use the clothes that you wear and the style choices that you make that are available to you to look taller and leaner. But remember this, it's not about trying to be something you're not or trying to be someone else. There is nothing wrong with being a shorter man. And if anybody tries to tell you different, or if they try to talk down to you or make fun of your height, make sure to correct them because they're just broadcasting how immature and how insecure they really are about their own body or their own personality. So try to be comfortable in your own body. And if you're a younger guy, don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about if you're gonna grow more or that you haven't hit your growth spurt yet or how tall your brother is or your dad is and how tall you're gonna end up. I know it's easy to worry about that stuff, but trust me, it's not a good way to spend your time and energy. So instead, try to focus on the stuff that you can control, like dressing well, okay? And that's what these 5 tips will help with. All right, if you have any questions, as always, please leave a comment down below. If you liked the video, give me a quick thumbs up and be sure to check out the 5th watches. All right, until next time, stay stylish.